public. Well, I am Denis Poisson of the Foolish Fish channel, and I'm joined by Tonelise Rugaas from Magical Retreats. Tonelise has been organizing many magical retreats for quite a while, and I'm going to need to turn the volume right down on all of my devices. There we go. Oh my word, I was not expecting all of this. Sorry, folks. But we're good. We're good. There we are. Now, so we're bringing you this retreat, this 7-day retreat called Heliopolis SANCTUM, during which I will be teaching you for 7 days in the south of France in beautiful surroundings, and just eating all the best food and visiting all the mystical places of the south of France, of the region of Rennes-le-Château and Carcassonne and so on. But I'll let Tonelise tell you all about that side of things. I just want to tell you a little bit about what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be teaching you about the feminine current in Western magic, and I'm so excited to bring you this experience, right? So we'll share all the details about the ins and outs. It's going to be happening in September of 2026. And so the idea is that you'll fly in, or wherever you're coming from, you might train in, I don't know, and have an extraordinary, life-changing 7 days where we're going to be just exploring the various aspects of the divine feminine, just from many different aspects, and engaging in a very direct way with the magic involved there, right? So we're going to be mainly focusing on the Venus aspect of the divine feminine, so talking about luxurious experiences. This really is going to be the perfect setting for all of that. Thinking about things like, of course, things like love, but also things like abundance, and things like just a fully embodied human experience. So, Tonelise, thank you so much for for allowing me to do this. I'm so excited to lead this course. Thank you. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your side of things?
That I really like, and ask the teacher, would you like to come and hold a retreat in France? Yes. What would you like to talk about? And then you said, the feminine current in archaic magic. And I was like, yes, because that's exactly what I have been wanting to do for quite a long time down there. And for, people will realize too when they get there why, because this is a part of the world where goddess worship has happened completely openly, and still is happening now, kind of like hidden in plain sight. But it's in the land. People have been worshipping the goddess energy in that place since prehistoric times, and we have 20,000-year-old little sculptures to prove that.
Right.
And somehow it's managed to create some kind of really Venusian and lunar energy that is reflected in the land, is reflected in the architecture, it's reflected in the history itself. So it's really appropriate for people to come here, boots on ground, creating and finding humanity to shared meaningful experience, something that you can be a part of, that you will never forget, and you're there. You don't have to watch it through a screen. It's a real experience. I am coming in super low, so I can try to, turn up the volume here if needed. Hang on a minute. Okay, guys, is this better? Let me know if this is better. So, yeah, here we go. Technological terror. That's exactly what we're trying to get away from when we are in France.
think
magic.
Oh, here we go. This might be. I don't know. Hopefully the sound is happening. I don't know. Oh dear.
Do we have a problem?
There might be a problem. The sound is not very good. Oh dear. All right.
Can you guys hear me at all? I'm looking at the chat. Just let me know.
Here we go. If I remove audio input and audio out.
Sorry about this. We are fixing it. Oh, that fixed it. Something fixed it. Okay, awesome. Thank you very much. I will continue. Sorry about this. This is why we would like to do a boots on ground experience, so people can, in peace and quiet, with a group of other people, have a shared meaningful experience in an appropriate environment and learn magic without sound being low, without internet going down, without any kinds of modern bullshit like that. So, and let me just get back to real quick why it is appropriate to do a Venusian thing focused on the goddess energy and goddess magic in this area. I did mention that people have been worshipping goddesses since prehistoric times here, and they still do, but now it's more hidden in plain sight. I might be repeating myself, but I hope you can bear with me. So this is reflected in the face, in the way people approach life, in the way people approach beauty, joy. It's in the land itself, it's in the architecture, and it's in the buildings in very unexpected ways. And no, it's not. This is not a women's retreat. This is for men as well. That's important to know. You know, we live in a really divisive reality these days. You know, torn apart by social media, by modern life, screen-based, addictive stuff. So this is a way for us to try to come together and find harmony and find joy and focusing on manifestation and joy, beauty and love. And, you know, which again leads to reassessing personal things like health, wealth, abundance, and all of those things without the white noise of modern life knocking at us all the time. And what we do this also through an alchemic way. We're trying to balance alchemically what we do all the time. We're trying to transmute our experience. We even do that with the environment, with the beauty of the landscape, with food, with the alchemy of food, with the alchemy of wine, with the alchemy of the good life, basically. I'm gonna give it back to Denise, but before I do that, I would just like to say that, you know, in the time of the Cathars, in the time of the dualist heretics, in the times where people, well, more or less before the Albigensian Crusade, which you should Google, it's interesting, the whole area was known as so fertile, which is also a Venusian saying, that if you just threw a handful of seeds, even poor people ate like king and queens. So it is something there for everybody to pick up and take home with them as a toolbox of magic. So that's my contribution to it. Denise.
Thank you very much, Tonelise. I just want to pick up on the heretical aspect of what you were just talking about. Of course, it is the region of the Cathars, and I those of you who've been following my channel for a while, you know that I feel like heresy is not just okay. I feel like it's a requisite in approaching the numinous in an authentic way. That's my own perspective, and being in a region that is so rich with heretical history is fascinating to me, and I'm quite sure it's going to be fascinating to you as well. I don't know, Tonelise, do you want to tell us a little bit more about that aspect?
Well, I could do, but, you know, first of all, I just want to pick up on what you said about heresy as a prerequisite for all kinds of faith and magic and spirituality. It's important to get out of the dogmas. It's important to live, feel, and think freely if one's going to perform magic. Otherwise, it just becomes a repetition. And we often see that, when we sit in our armchairs, in the best of intention, reading books, and we're not able to perform ritual with other people. We're not able to be where the magic happens, and that's what we're trying to do something about. And it takes a heretical mind to get out of a dogmatic mindset, which also acts very much as a gatekeeping thing for the reality of what is magic out there. Because I believe that every path leads to the result or wherever, it leads to where you need to go. I mean, there might not be a result here because it's all a journey, but for everybody who's curious, the heretical path is a prerequisite to experience magic and ritual with an open heart and open mind. And that's been happening in this area for millennia, and quite freely. And it's a melting pot of different faiths, different beliefs, and different ways. And the Celts were there, and they took with them Belison, Belisama. The Romans were there. They came with Venus and Apollo. The Greek were there. The Jews were there. So this is also the birthplace of the esoteric Kabbalah. And then obviously across the mountains, literally half an hour away, if I take a wrong turn, I'll find myself in Spain, which for a very long time was occupied by the Ottoman Arabs. So, it's a real melting pot of faiths. So, and that was absolutely fine until the Albigensian Crusade, which was more or less a land grab when one tried to get rid of the dualist heretics in particular. And these were people who also put some weight on the feminine. They had feminine clergy. They had women involved in leadership in a different way. So that was very much frowned on, which became obvious in the papal bull. Kill them all, and that's what they almost succeeded in doing. So it's this place is laden by a really old history that. It's a pleasure and an honor to be a part of digging back up again. And if one doesn't have a heretic mind, freedom becomes something that is only a theory.
Yes.
Do you agree with that? To freely explore, you have to have a heretic mind.
Beautiful comment here by Sean 8948 saying, if you don't ascribe to a heresy or two, you're not doing the work. And I have to agree. I would say that what we are doing here, what we're trying to do here, is the great work. However, that is applied, and it's an interesting, sometimes first-time experience for people to be able to freely do that outside of organizations that, at least on the surface, is really patriarchal. Unless you start digging, even something as patriarchal as the Catholic Church, when you just remove one layer of soil, you'll find that what they really worship is Notre Dame de something or other, So there's it's in plain sight. And I'll leave it to you in a bit, Denise, but, people here will meet Black Madonnas, which is ISIS, basically, white ladies, the myths of the white ladies, and Notre Dame in many different connotations and understandings, which will absolutely enhance the magic we're going to do together. That's right. Actually, just behind me is this book right here, The Way of the Rose, which I've recommended heartily on my channel by Clark Strand and Perdita Finn, which I connected with in a really profound way, and it was actually following the reading of that book that I wrote, the Heretic's Rosary, in which I explore the various facets of the divine feminine, just going through the rosary and exploring different angles, yes, to the divine feminine, in different areas of that rosary, and of course Mary is not just one of the facets, but because there are so many different forms of Mary, aren't there? The as you were saying, the Black Madonnas, the various apparitions that this area of southern France is very, very well known for, and of course, you know, they have all been ascribed the name Mary because, you know, ascribing any other name to these apparitions could be problematic, or could have been problematic previously. But of course, as a result, you have all these different forms of Mary. So in the very same way as you have all these various forms of the divine feminine, so many different facets naturally, and that's the whole. It's a big point anyway. Very.
If it's okay, can I just elaborate a tiny bit on the Mary?
Please.
You know, everything has to be given a name. What it boils down to is that since prehistoric time, people have worshipped fertility goddesses. They have worshipped goddesses that embody abundance, love, growth, etc. You know, if I can just throw out like a comparison, when we have today the building of the Cathedral of Chartres, which is interesting as if you can read architecture and buildings. That's obviously, you know, that cathedral is dedicated to Notre Dame de Pilar, you know, so there's a Black Madonna in there. But before, it was a Christian cathedral. That was a Celtic site where they worshipped the mother of all that is. So it's very much the same in the Pyrenees, although it did take a slightly different direction because it's up in the mountains. It was a conglomerate of free thinkers. So the whole point of it all didn't become the big cathedrals. So the old faith shines through in a different way. And the Pyrenees is also home to Lourdes, which is maybe the most visited pilgrim site in Christendom. And when you break down the myth of around Lourdes about what happened there, you know, locals say that, yeah, that was not Mary, that was a white lady apparition. It was a cave, it was a spring, it had everything going for it for that. So, but then, you know, when you put a lot of PR and money behind it and build a basilica, then, you know, it becomes something that is similar, but with more grandeur, which it is also possible for the Catholic Church to make a lot of money. But the sacredness of it remains, and it's there. And magicians can be a little bit scared of the whole kind of Catholic thing, and I'm trying to tell them that it's not about that. That cave where the apparition happened, that's still a sacred site. It's just been, you know, built out to the up 10th degree.
Of course.
But we will obviously visit sacred sites that is very hard to find, which is locally known and known by people who have studied this area, which is, you know, you can't just easily Google them. And there's a lot of power in that ground. And we will be there with you. And we also will be doing path workings, teachings, and ritual on these sites.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the magic that we'll be exploring. Yes, absolutely. We'll be doing lots of visualizations and reaching into the land itself. Yes, we're also going to be making talismans, and that's actually one of the central aspects that I want to explore with you guys when you're with us on the retreat is going to be to make stuff that we can infuse with the magic of the moment and of the place, so that you can then take that home and keep this spark, this link to this moment and to this place forevermore. So that's something that I'm quite excited to get into. Tonelise, tell us a little bit about maybe some of the practical aspects of the dates. It's remind me, we're doing this in September, very early September, is it?
Yes, we are. It's the 3rd to the 10th. There's a website. We will get back to that, and it will also be posted in the chat in the end, and in all the comments and etc. So you can have a good look for yourself. It's just went live at 11:11 today.
Yes.
So, but all you guys need to do, if you want to join us, is to get yourselves to Toulouse Airport on the 3rd of September, and we'll take care of the rest. It's all very well explained in the website. We'll pick you up. Everything is absolutely 100% inclusive, and that is accommodation in a beautiful house just under a Cathar castle. This is only for 6 people maximum. That's important to know. This is not, a massive group of 50. This is 6 people. So you are going to get all the time in the world with Denise, with myself.
Denny, yes.
I know, I keep calling you Denise because, it's how a Norwegian like myself.
Of course, that makes sense. I'm
sorry.
That's okay.
Anyway, I'm learning. So where was I? You will have all the time in the world with Denis. You will have a lot of time with me. We will divide the day into a learning part. Lunch and dinner is out of this world, and then an excursion part every day. So we've done all the research for you, so you don't have to spend time doing all of that. Lunch and dinner will vary from little village restaurants to Michelin-starred food, which is a part of the whole Venusian alchemy of abundance and joy and beauty that we are trying to present to people. And then we'll drive you back after the 7 days. We'll drive you back to the airport and wave goodbye to you and follow up with you afterwards. We can use many different ways of doing that. I find WhatsApp to be quite effective. People can then continue if they wish. So far, for the retreats I've been doing, that people are still keeping friendships alive after more than a year or so. There's always something to discuss, and then if you continue to practice what's been given you in the toolbox of magic that you'll take home, there's always somebody to ask, and there's always somebody to answer. But it's all inclusive, save for flights. We're obviously happy to help you find flights. We're happy to help you. A lot of people would like to travel a little bit beforehand. We can, help with recommendations of that. But we will basically take care of the rest. So what I really recommend, which is important, because it's so few of us and we're going to be together in the same house, so it's a really good idea that you book a Zoom call, a personal one, so that you can ask anything you would like to ask, and we will answer everything you need to have answered, and then you will be able to determine for yourself that this is the perfect choice for you to attend. As for payment, we're happy also to just mentioning that, because it's a part of the abundance for everybody. We're absolutely happy to divide that into down payment plan that will suit any situation. So don't be scared. We're here for you, and we will make this as easy for you as we can. So if anybody has any questions about the practical right now, which is important, just put it in the chat, and I will reply to it.
So they will find details on how to book a Zoom call with you on the website. There is a link to the website in the description of this video already. I don't want to put the email directly into the description of this video, because then it's just a magnet for spam, unfortunately.
It is.
But if you just hop over to the website, you'll find all the details you need to book a one-to-one Zoom chat with Tonelise, if what you're hearing so far sounds good to you. If you'd like to find out more about maybe the practicalities and so on.
There's also sorry, Denise. There's also an FAQ on the website that you can read. If you are accessing the website from a computer, it's really easy. It's on the top. If you're accessing it from a device like a phone or an iPad, there is the three little stripes in the right corner. If you can click on, and you've got the options of contact us, and then just fill in the contact form, and I'll book a call with you. And we will also, if you have a look at the website, have a little chance to read all about it, basically. And there are also testimonials there for previous retreats, so that you can rest assured that this is something that people have valued and hopefully will value in the future.
Right. Well, guys, if you have any questions, leave them in the chat, and we'll answer them as soon as we can. I think there's maybe about 30 seconds delay between the time that we're actually saying this and the time that you're actually seeing it on the live YouTube stream. So I think possibly the best thing to do could be to just leave a comment, leave your question either in the chat or in the comment section, and we'll answer those questions to the best of our ability. I'm really so excited for this. I'm really so excited. I think it's going to be an amazing experience all around.
Absolutely. And I'm really excited because there's not every day that I find myself facilitating something that incorporates sacred sites, planetary magic, ritual, path working, adventure, exploration, fine dining, and basically community and togetherness in a way that hopefully will also have an opportunity, or hopefully we will be able to inspire people in such a way and give them opportunities to.
Oh, you still there, Tonelise? Little problem with the internet connection. Yep. Unrelated question to the logistics event. What was the inspiration for doing this? Tonelise has left us. All right. Well,
well, hang on.
Yeah.
Hang on.
You're back.
I'm back. So, sometimes, one just has to shake it.
Yes, right. Tonelise says
that. So I remember them days, you had to literally hit the top of the TV.
Right.
Okay, you're all back. But, somebody has actually asked a kind of unrelated question to the logistics of the event. And it says, what's the inspiration for doing this? And do you want me to say something about that real quick? And then
go for it, Tonelise. Okay. Yes.
Well, this is a weird story, and I'm going to sound like a mad person, but I will claim that this part of the foothills of the Pyrenees, and the Pyrenees is one of those places on earth that one is called to. I went there to visit because I had an affiliation with it, and I never set foot. So a few years later, I ended up buying a house that was big enough to do retreats in, because the inspiration for this, you can feel that every single time when you put the foot on the ground and you feel a part of something that is bigger than oneself, that is devoted to something that's deeply centered in a human, where the rest of the world is, not unimportant, but it's out there, because this is a part of those places on earth that calls you to center you, and it's really conducive to do magic. And I'm a ceremonial magician, and I just felt like I was kind of coming home. I knew nobody, didn't speak French. That has changed a little bit. So also deep diving into the history there, it became clear why this is such a special place. And the inspiration is, I want to share that with as many people as possible. And particularly now, in a time where people are divided, they're bitching at each other, people are trolling on the internet, people don't really take the time to connect in real life that much anymore. So given that a deeper part of humanity is found in experience that we share together, particularly if it has something to do with whatever one calls sacred, depending on what tradition one is from, that is something that unites people. It creates peace, it creates harmony, it creates joy. And the more people I feel I can share that with, particularly when I have excellent people like Denis, who is coming to teach us about the magic around this, then it makes me feel inspired, and hopefully it will make other people feel inspired too. I know that was a bit long, but it's hard to explain in 2 words. I hope that answers your question.
That's really perfect. And just to add to that, the reason why I'm particularly excited to teach this particular retreat is, well, I'm a Taurus, and Taurus is absolutely ruled by Venus, and you can probably tell by the way I get excited about very, pretty special editions and things like this of books. I'm very, very attached to the idea that spirituality needs both transcendental and an embodied aspect, and that's absolutely central to my philosophy, and to me, teaching about the divine feminine is it's exactly about that, and yeah, it's core to ceremonial magic, it's core to just magic in general, and yeah, so just super excited. There we go. That's
one quick thing.
Yes.
Quick thing. I'm just thinking about the introverts out there, and I know it's a lot.
Yes, good point.
and the thing, you might feel a bit scared about attending an event with other people for 7 days in the same house. Oh, I can't handle that. No, God, no. But you will have your own room. You will have time enough to withdraw and do whatever you want to be able to approach this experience the way that it is appropriate for you. Also, we will help facilitate all of that. And don't forget, it's only 6 people. So it's not an overwhelmingly massive crowd. I've had introverts in my house before, and it really works out because there is time to pull back. There's also a library there with all kinds of magical books that people tend to be able to withdraw to, and there's a little sign on the door that says "Do not disturb." So it's possible to do this happily, even if you are an introvert.
Very, very important point. There are many of us out there. I'm definitely one of them. That's great. That's great.
Okay.
Very, very nice.
Do not hesitate to ask us questions, and do not hesitate to hop on the website, which is in the comments and in the description. You will find Denise at Foolish Fish, and you will find me if you have questions for me as Magical Retreats on Instagram and on Facebook if you like to go that way. If you go on the website, remember, if you want to contact us and book your own Zoom call so you can address your own issues and questions, click on the 3 little stripes up on the right corner, and then you will see that contact us box.
Perfect. Amazing. Right. Well, I think that's a wrap, isn't it?
I think so. I apologize for the technological.
You don't need to apologize. I'm the one who apologizes. I'm the one who set this up. I'm so sorry, folks. We had a few moments of silence there at the beginning. But I'll edit that out as soon as I can. Yeah. That's the way. That's the way. Cool. Thank you so much, Tonelise, for spending some time with me and with all the viewers here. And yeah, we'll see you very soon.